Hi.
Hi there, Andrew. Good to see you.
At the park, we meet Andrew Porter, our guide to Spring Valley.
Oh, what a beautiful spot. Is this considered a lake or a reservoir?
This is a reservoir. This dam was made in 1965. The state parks later took over in 1969.
I see boats. Is there a service out here that rents, or do you have to bring your own boat?
You can bring your own boat. We provide those slips for our visitors. We have a vendor that sells firewood and rents boats.
The park includes camping sites, trails, and the Eagle Valley Reservoir, which is another area popular with fishermen. Trout or bass is the most common catch, but not the only one. These kids have themselves an entire bucket full of crawdads.
Now, right behind us, I saw a sign going up into that little area behind us that said it was called Horse Thief Gulch. Is there any story there? I would assume so.
Yeah, there is. Down the south of the park here, there's a canyon called Nicanor Canyon. Back in the 1800s, when the Mormons had settled north of the lake here, there was an incident involving one of the settlers. His name was Alfie Meeks. He was traveling to Pioche with his daughter. On the way back, he was, I guess he was attacked by, his name was Nicanor Rodriguez, alias was Spanish George. And
I like all those names.
I was going to say, talking about colorful names.
And his partner, Al Wing. Meeks shot Spanish George, and I think he was wounded. Al Wing and Meeks were both wounded, so that's kind of where that comes from.
Were they were horse thieves?
Yeah, they were horse thieves. Yep.
The area is rich in history. About 3 miles beyond the main park is an historic stone cabin. On our way, we see a variety of birds which call this marsh home.
This looks like some sort of living exhibit of what life was like here or something.
That's what it is. That's what we've tried to reproduce, was the life back in that day. This is our historic stone cabin. We've kind of restored it and decorated it with a lot of the tools and implements that they would have used back in the 1800s.
Now, is this one of the original structures in the area?
This is one of the original structures. It was built in the 1870s by George Moody. It's since been used as a ranch house, a summer house. The state parks acquired it in 1995. We completed the restoration of it.
Now, I see the doors ajar. Does this mean that...
Yeah, you can come on in. Yeah, everything's all the rock work is original. It's just been redone. The masonry has just been made more stable.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's a lot roomier than it looks from the outside.
Yeah, it would have been too roomy if you had an entire family in here in a cold winter.
That's true. There's not too many rooms, really.
No.
I love that stove. Monarch, it says.
Yeah.
Do you think was that available at the time?
I think that was probably more in the 20s. Now this is Paul Mamagona. He's an Ottawa Indian. Right here it says, as a young boy, Paul worked on the Millet Ranch as a hay hand. He also painted the likeness of George Washington on a rock formation. Past this cabin, north of this cabin, there's a monolith called George Washington Rock because of his painting, and you can still see it to this day. Right next to it, you can see his signature and some other pioneer graffiti next to it.
Not far from Nevada's version of Mount Rushmore is the Spring Valley Cemetery, which contains the graves of the Rice family and other early residents who helped settle Spring Valley in the early 1860s. The graves extend from that period to the turn of the century. Sadly, even in this isolated location, the cemetery has been vandalized over the years. We just passed a trailhead, and I see a trailhead. Where does this go?
This trail, it's a half-mile interpretive loop. It goes up to the saddleback here. There's a spring at the top.
This must be it, right?
This is our root cellar. This is not an original, but this is exactly how they would have made it.
What kind of things would they keep down here?
Well, they'd keep of course, their canned goods when it came time for that. They had potatoes. That was pretty common. If they had orchards, they'd keep fruit in here.
We thank Andrew for showing us around and return to the bikes for the trip back to the van and the short drive to Caliente, where we'll spend the night.